Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Blossom.
Yeah, hi, Doctor. It's a
Am I audible
pleasure.
to you?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
great, great.
Yeah,
So, are you ready to start?
of course, we can start.
Great,
I'm
great,
ready to
great.
start. Yeah, it's such a pleasure, in fact, to be here with you today.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm looking forward to finding out all about that you do, and you can tell us and readers and your people that what all you do and how you can, fix it along with aromatherapy. It's going to be really fun, honestly. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. So sweet to hear these wonderful words from you as a renowned person in aromatherapy and the essential oils. So,
Yeah.
okay, we can start. We can start.
Okay.
So, hi friends. I am Dr. Navnit Haror. I am here with one of the most renowned personalities in the industry in the field of aromatherapy and essential oils, Dr. Blossom. We welcome Dr. Blossom, and we are thankful to her that she is our guest today. Thank you, Dr. Blossom, to be here with us.
Navneet, it's such a pleasure to be here and to see what for us, what all you can do with the face. Because I think this is really one of the major things everybody is wanting to know how they could enhance their face and their facial features. And of course, I'm going to see how we can combine it with aroma. It's going to be real fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Really, yeah. So to start off with, let's ask you, what are all the things that you do in your clinic so that then I can get an idea how we can combine it with aroma.
So, here in our clinic, basically we treat all the indications related to skin and hair. If
Yeah.
I talk about the skin, then we treat the most basic disorders like acne, along with
Mm.
rest of the all problems like anti-aging therapies, pigmentation. Pigmentation. There are many types of pigmentation like melasma, tanning, sunburn, blemishes. All types of pigmentation we treat here, along with like sagging skin, wrinkling of the skin, loosening of the skin, fine lines and all. We treat every possible indication for the face as well as for the hair.
Yeah.
Along with this, we do many laser therapies as well. Sorry, Dr. Gosling, you were saying something. I
No,
guess
I
the network is a bit slow.
one. Yeah. You do laser and then?
Yeah, so we do laser therapies for pigmentation, for for skin tightening, for fat reduction. Many people come to us nowadays for cellulite as well as a bit of stubborn fat which they can't remove. So we do have cryotherapy. We do have radio frequency for giving people a slim fit body and a six pack abs what people look for. And along with that, hair therapies like PRP, hair transplant, and cosmetic.
Been done. I think like our oils definitely could be used for home treatment. And some of it, of course, I can tell you can use it in your clinic also. One thing is in the
We
clinic,
would love to.
we could have a little bit nervous, a little bit thing. So what I did is having a diffuser and putting a bit of lavender essential oil in in that diffuser. First, put a little water and then on. You could have an electric diffuser because then you want going, and put that into your waiting room so that everybody can relax. Because lavender now aromatherapy, why does it go well with with your treatments is because it's absolutely natural and it's pure essential oil that come from the leaves, the fruits, the herbs, the spices. We use that. So how are we going to use it with you? That's what we're going to do today. And so we now lavender is an oil that is very, very relaxing. It's essential oil and it's very relaxing and you only have to smell it. So put it in the waiting room and then it could when they really relax and also it's very good to sleep. So we have
That's good.
or us also which is saying, help me, I need a good sleep. They can eat that, use the lavender for a good sleep and they will put it around, this and like that. And even if they It's going to help relax them. The other wonderful things you're doing, the simple ones are acne. Now, for the oil that we highly recommend for acne is juniper berry. You know, juniper berry is a one oil. They can put it in a little water and they put it onto their skin. That is one. A thing which comes up, you know, doctor, when they have this acne treatment, you'll give them acne treatment because I highly feel that if you've got acne, go to a doctor and get it treated. And then at home, they can use, like they get marks, you know, sometimes they will have a little marks and
True.
before they go to
True.
anything, use this patchouli. We have an oil called patchouli. They take a teaspoon, put a few drops, and then they'll just put it onto their skin. And of course, we have also the packs and things that have these oils in them, and they can use that, which they can do after their
Oh,
treatment.
oh, that's great.
That is really. And for pigmentation, of course, lavender again is used for pigmentation. So you can oils that are in a, for acne, I'd recommend juniper berry. For the other one, I recommend, you know, lavender, which is a good one for pigmentation. And then if they have a very dry, for anti-aging, we have these two beautiful oils. Of course, you'll come to you and get all the treatment done, whichever you're doing, a laser or a radio frequency or whatever it is. But at home, they will have to upkeep also, you know. So they clean their skin and then they can use this beautiful formula. The oils that I recommend is one frankincense and the other is patchouli. Now, frankincense is for a dry skin, and I'll give them patchouli for a oily skin.
Oily skin.
Yeah. And how could they use it? They can use the frankincense in a teaspoon of water and put that in, and then they could, a teaspoon of not oil, of almond oil, and then they can just give a light massage after cleansing the skin, and then compress, warm water compress with a towel maybe or cotton, and then rinse it off, and they can put their makeup, whatever their sunscreen and whatever you know recommend. This is very good. Now, if they've got an oily skin, they will use patchouli for facelift, and at home they will use patchouli and they'll use with a little with water because they've got this oil, so they can use those things. And of course, for a anti-cellulite, which you're going to do. So, what is the treatment you give for the body? Let's go through that again.
For body, we usually give depends. First, we go for the BMI. It depends. If it's very high and if the stubborn fat is quite a lot, then we go for the surgical treatment.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we try to do it non-surgically, like cryotherapy with the cold sculpting, which is a very common device nowadays. Along with that, RF, radio frequency.
yeah.
Radio frequency is a skin tightening device that helps in toning and contouring of your body. So it gives you
And,
a proper shape of your body, and along with cryotherapy, which removes the body fat.
okay, cry
And
again.
many people ask us. This is a very common question of our patients as well. That all these treatments are given, but they need to moisturize their body. So I would like to ask from you that what all essential oils you recommend for moisturization of the body,
Yeah,
because what, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So this is very good. I love the thing that you say. It's a cold, you know, cold thing, and it really helps the fat to break it down and dissolve it. And it's quite a safe treatment. And then of course, radiotherapy again goes and firms up the skin. So I think it's a wonderful treatment. But like you said, it is quite a drying treatment.
yeah,
Anything
yeah.
like that. So what they could use is, I really recommend that they use, of course, they should use a shower gel. That is very important. Don't use a soap when they're bathing because shower gel is lighter, milder than a soap. And then for an oil, they should do a regular oil massage. For that, they will use almond oil with, say, just say they quarter cup of almond oil or say something, and they can use quarter teaspoon of castor oil to that because castor oil helps the moisture again. Mix it up, and in that, they're going to use the oils of jasmine. say they'll use 2 drops or 3 drops of jasmine, because jasmine is very moisturizing. It is, and it's got a beautiful smell also. So they'll use jasmine. They'll use neroli. Neroli is orange blossom, the other name for it. So they can use 2 drops of jasmine or 3 drops of 2 drops of 3 drops of neroli, and they'll use sandalwood. Now, sandalwood, when we use the powder, it is drying, but when we use the oil, it is very, very, it's very good dry, and it's nourishing. The sandal, they can use about 2 to 3 drops of sandalwood. So 3 drops of sandalwood, 3 drops of neroli, 2 jasmine. Mix the
Yes.
whole into a quarter cup of almond oil and a little bit of castor oil, mix it up and give a body massage. They could use that regularly at home, and that help, to nourish the skin, moisturize the skin in between your treatments and when they finish them. That helps it. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. And I have heard about neroli oil that it helps in giving you a very relaxing, sound sleep. Is this true?
Neroli is very relaxing. Neroli gives sound sleep. Neroli is very good for anxiety. You know,
Okay, anxiety.
because of anxiety, then if the person is not sleeping because of stress, then we give them lavender, around their stomach and on their hands and feet. But for the, if anxiety, and the thing you get, if people tend to get angry very fast. So, angry. So,
Them neroli is very
yeah,
good.
a little neroli in potpourri and keep it near. You're going to find that that is really going to help them a great deal. Neroli helps a lot in anxiety. It also helps in stress and helps to calm the person down. For example, you'll go to a mandir and you will find, however stressed and this you are, when you go and sit there, I always say God is there, but you also, God is in fact everywhere, but you feel that God is there in the mandir. And you will feel that, oh, and you will straight away relax. The reason for that is there is sandalwood. The smell of sandalwood helps a person to relax, so they should think. So it helps the mind. What does this oils do? It helps the mind, all the tension, stress, worry, all that thing, and it'll also help, and it helps the skin, and it helps the hair. So now let's come to your hair treatments. What do you do for hair?
Great, great. Before going to the hair treatment,
Yeah,
nowadays we are getting many questions from our acne patients that
yeah.
because nowadays tea tree oil is quite famous.
Oh,
So
yes.
can you please throw, as I have heard that tree oil is it's a proven treatment for acne,
Yeah,
and it helps in reducing inflammation, pustular acne, and it soothes your skin. It even reduces the active infection of acne. So can
yeah.
you please throw some light on that?
Thank you for asking. Tea tree, in fact, is a wonderful oil. And of course, tea tree doesn't grow in India, it grows in Australia, and we get it done, imported from there for
It's important. Okay.
then. Now, tea tree, why is it working so well for all these treatments in acne? It is actually 5 times stronger than phenol. The molecules, the thing. It is really very it's also antibacterial. So, and it's wonderful for any infection. So when you get this thing, and this oil can be used straight. If you get a pimple or something, you don't need to dilute with anything. You can put it straight onto the pimple. That is one. So it is antiseptic, antiviral, it is antibacterial. So this, it will be bacterial and antiseptic. So you can use it. The best way I find is take this oil and you can use it with water as a last rinse. If you got the pustules, just put it onto the pustule. It helps with that. And of course, you can mix it. It's mixed in. It's also good for hair. It's good for falling hair. It's good for any dandruff. Good for pimples. It's good for acne, and all because of these ingredients. You will find most of all the essential oils. In fact, they have these chemicals in them. And like all doctors, they take it out and then they use it, you know. But
Yes,
here,
yes,
the
definitely, definitely.
one, absolutely.
Because we are doing many of chemical peels, many of acne treatments, even laser treatments for acne. Post that, nowadays people are getting more natural and people ask for this. So I have always recommended tea tree oil along with my treatment regime. And is this so that after applying the oil, as the tea tree oil, I always recommend to rinse it off along with that. But you gave us a better understanding of that, that if you can directly apply it over the acne,
Yeah, you can just apply it and you don't need to rinse it off. But
no need to rinse.
uh, after you clean your face, you can use it as a last rinse. Put a little
Yeah,
water, put the tea tree, and then just rinse it so it
yes.
stays, because it needs to stay on skin of the antiseptic property that there is. And you will find that it's also good to use, like, you know, in hospitals, they use phenol. I remember I gave a talk in America to these doctors, and they all used to use, or, you know, phenol, like it's an
Yeah.
antiseptic.
True,
And
true, true.
about this, they started using this. So you will find a lot of hospitals there are using this thing, tea tree, because it's stronger than phenol. But at the same time, because it's so natural, it's got its fillers and everything, it is very, very mild. So it's good to use for peels, it's good to use for all these pimples, for all the, you know, everything. It's really a very nice, wonderful oil to use by a doctor. And by,
As,
yeah,
as it's a natural disinfectant, then we'll also think about using it for sterilizing our OTs and all. We can use
yeah,
it along with the sterilization techniques
go, you
like UVs and all.
can sterilize your tabletops, you can sterilize your hair for your hands. You can,
Oh,
it's very good. Phones, we use it all over for that. Yeah, yeah. So that,
great. Is this so that people say that after applying essential oils, you need to dab it with warm towel or something like that? It improves the blood circulation, it improves the speeding of the oils. Is this so? Is this the fact?
now, what happens is when you're giving a facial, if it's better to have use a warm towel, but don't use a sauna, or don't use anything where you're going to, you know, steam is this is going to come out. You're going to sweat and it's coming out, because we want the oil to go in and get absorbed. You know, so what you do is you can use a warm towel. You can use a warm towel on that. What the other thing that you all can use with these essential oils is a high frequency. If you're doing any of that, anything can be used with, yeah, and it's really good. But you'll have to mix it. It mixes very well with an aloe vera gel. So if there's any gels going through in any of your treatments, I'm sure a lot of gels go through, especially the body treatment, you can use these oils in those gels, because the molecule of the oil is very tiny and it goes through the skin. And how does it work? It goes into the first layer, then it'll go into the second layer, dermis, then it goes into the fatty layer. And there is where it gets mixed up and is carried right through every, and it comes right in the body. It does not stay in the body. So it's a very safe for you to get any allergies. Of course, if there's an allergy to a smell of an oil, no, then you may have a problem. But it'll last for a very little while. It's not very strong and this. So
That's really great, great. I have a few questions for you. That the first question is does these oils react with, if we mix these with the rest of the ingredients, as you said, it does not react with anything. It's neutral.
no, it doesn't. Now it does not react with.
Okay.
It'll react with all the chemical things. If you're using any chemicals, we have to be careful because we don't know what is.
Yeah. Right. Right.
A natural chemical. So it reacts with anything. It doesn't react with anything like a gel. Like when you're using gel for your treatments, for your any treatment that you're using gel, you can use these oils because they don't react at all. For example, for cellulite, we have a gel also, and this is really something we use, and we highly recommend it when you're, especially when you're doing any of these treatments. And you can, the oils that are in the gel are cypress, the cypress, lemongrass, you know,
Yeah. I
and
have heard.
yeah,
All of
and
it. Yeah. Yeah.
because they help the circulation, they'll help. So this one of the cellulite mainly is the circulation. Helps the circulation, helps to remove the water retention and everything that is there. And so it really helps with, it can be worked with lasers, can be worked with also radiotherapy. So this is a thing. So these oils can be worked with your gel and going in with with this treatment, with these oils. These oils, gel and your machine, there is no bad at all.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. Even I have heard that oils doesn't clog the it takes care of the open pores as well.
Oh
Some of
yeah,
the
yeah. It's very good because they are very positive. So it has got a acidic effect. Some quite a lot of these oils are very acidic, so they naturally close the pores. And when you are using all your lasers and other things along with it,
it
it's
helps. Yeah, it aids in it. Yeah.
very good. Yeah.
So for hair, we are using various treatments like some of the hair growth serums like Redensil, Minoxidil, and some other serums. And along with that, patients usually complain of hair dryness. So, would you like to recommend anything for dryness of the
Yeah.
scalp, dryness of the?
Highly recommend an aromatherapy hot oil treatment for them. You know, there are two things. One is a really a good aromatherapy hot oil treatment. So they can take oil. Olive oil is what I recommend for hair. Olive oil, because I would like the coconut, but the coconut has got a bigger molecule and the thing. So olive
Particle
oil,
size.
take olive oil. Olive. So they take olive oil, then they will take a little castor oil to that. Okay. And I recommend in that they have to put a little glycerine. So they will take, say, olive oil, they take tablespoon. They will take of the castor oil, they will take half a teaspoon, and they'll take 1 teaspoon. So 1 tablespoon olive oil, 1 teaspoon castor oil, and the other one I recommend is glycerine. So they can take half teaspoon of glycerine, not more than that. Mix the whole thing, and in that they will use the essential oils of lavender, which is very moisturizing, lavender and sandalwood. Okay, they use lavender and sandalwood, and they can use that. If they're having falling hair, then we rosemary, but I feel, you know, that is something that you all are giving already treatment, so that we don't need. So use lavender and sandalwood in that. Mix it up and just apply it all over the head. Give it a nice massage. Take a towel. Now take a basin of water. Put hot water and put in these oils, the sandalwood and the lavender.
11.
Put, yeah, put a hot towel in, squeeze it, put it around the hair, and then they can put a cap, or you can put one of those other machines if you'll have those machines, infrared ray.
We have laser lights. Yeah.
Yeah. So then let it go through and wait for some time, wait for about 15-20 minutes, and then shampoo it out. You will find this is going to help not only to dry, because your hair will not just dry, it is moisture dry also because of the, you know, lasers and other things that you do. So you'll do this, and so it'll give moisture back, as well as it's going to give the nourishing oils to your scalp and hair. So that is a wonderful treatment. So at home they can use this. They will use this treatment at home. They will give themselves this massage, and then they will put the hot towel and sit with a shower cap, and then they come back to you all for the next treatment. Yeah.
It's quite soothing. Quite soothing. We can even use this as we do laser helmets for hair loss. So we
Oh
can
yes,
even use with that
that
helmets. And
that
as we are doing PRP therapies and hair transplant, so this will even aid in combating the dryness and rest
yeah,
of the things. It can even add to the nutrition of the scalp because
yes,
sometimes natural moisture of the scalp gets lost because some people take shower with hot water, and as we all know that hot water is not very good for our health. Either cold or lukewarm should be used. So sometimes it takes away the moisture of our scalp, of our skin, so these oils can help definitely in maintaining the pH barrier of the skin as well as maintaining the moisture of the skin.
yeah. And I feel that also the last rinse, whenever they've had any treatment, after they've shampooed their hair and showered and everything, take a mug of cool water. It should be cool as ever. Not very cold, because then a little, just warm. And in that they will put a little vinegar, say teaspoon whatever vinegar they have in the house, and they'll put these oils. They will put lavender, and they will put, okay, and they just pour it over their hair and give it a last rinse and leave it, because this, like you were saying, this gives that moisture back. This will give the acid balance back to the scalp, because one of the reasons when we have all these machines, no, the acid balance gets a little like this. So we put it back like this, put it with vinegar, simple vinegar and water and essential oil. That's the
Quite,
last.
quite easy to maintain the natural moisture of the
Yeah.
scalp. Great, great. Because we used to recommend conditioners and some soothing oil, but this we can add along with that. This will help quite a
Add,
lot.
use the soothing conditioner and the other thing, and this is added. This is just before that. After that, they can put the oil, and they can put the soothing oil, and they can so they'll condition first, and then this is the when they finish, and then they can put all the other stuff on it. Yeah, it'll.
Okay, okay. As we are getting nowadays, many patients have fungal infections. So we treat fungal infections with the help of scalp peel, and we, because fungal infections or scalp dandruff to be called as commonly, it's a very common problem nowadays. So we treat it with the help of scalp peeling session, some of the medications, some of the laser session. So I believe there are some essential oils that are antifungal oils, which
Yeah,
getting treated or getting relieved from the dandruff.
yeah. One of the major oils is patchouli. Patchouli is an oil, especially if you have the fungal and you do this, and it has a little smell
Right.
also. Fungal is one. Patchouli is excellent. So you can use patchouli in massage. You can use patchouli also in the last rinse with a little water in the end. Patchouli is good. Another oil that is very good for these fungals, of course, is cedarwood. Cedarwood is very, very good. So you can use patchouli, you can use cedarwood, and not to forget lavender. Lavender is really, and tea tree. Don't forget your tea tree. Tea tree is
That is
really
proven. Right, 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 right.
okay. Tea tree is for fun. We also have lavender. We have lavender, tea tree, and what else do we have now? And patchouli. Patchouli is something I've been using quite a lot. And then we can use sandalwood also. But these are really good. Lavender, this and this. Very good. Yeah.
As for hair loss, we are doing PRP therapies as well as laser light treatments for that. So, would you recommend something for home care use to aid in the hair growth, what we are doing, or to aid in our treatments, the treatments that we are giving to our patients?
I think this PRP is really a wonderful treatment. It's wonderful. But one thing I'd like to, just before we start on this thing, I want to ask you, Doctor, how do you reach the scalp with that PRP? You'll have to put in that thing, first you have to give that, what is it, no pain kind of a stuff on the hair.
So
But how do you,
for this, because people ask us many times that is PRP painful, doctor?
I,
I won't be getting it done because it's very painful because they have heard or they have seen it on YouTube.
that's what I've
But
seen.
the
Yeah.
problem is that, yeah, this is very common. But the thing is, PRP, when we do the PRP session, we take your own blood and we numb the scalp for almost 45 minutes with the help of a numbing cream. So, whenever we infuse the platelet rich plasma or the hair growth serum, it
Yeah.
doesn't pain or it doesn't hurt, which is a very comfortable and very easy to go treatment. It helps in, what does PRP do? PRP makes your thin hair thicker, weak hair stronger. It reduces the shedding, it reduces the active hair fall, and whenever the hair falling off from the roots, PRP aids in that condition as well. So we regain quite a lot of hair what we have lost in the last 1 to 2 years, maybe 3 years, with the help of these sessions as well as some multivitamins if required.
Okay. And you have to do it in one treatment, or do you go you have to do few treatments?
It depends. Usually 3 to 4 sessions are required, but if the hair loss is quite a lot or the grade of baldness is a little more, then we might require some extra sessions. If the hair loss is at a lower level, the hair thinning, just the hair thinning is prevalent, not the baldness. So might be 3 4 sessions can take care of the hair loss and hair thinning and hair weakening issues. And sometimes we add some of the other therapies like mesotherapy or some other laser light therapies or laser helmets, laser comb, which gives a very good hair growth without spending much in hair transplant and all. And
That,
those people who have lost all the hair, then the only possible solution is hair transplant. And we do hair transplants in a very
oh,
natural way. We take out the graft from the permanent donor area of the back of the scalp. We implant it into the bald area, and it grows naturally, and the body accepts it very nicely. And until date, we have done almost 11 to 12,000 of hair transplants, and
that's
everything has gone successfully. Yeah.
good.
Our patients are very happy.
Yeah, doctor, that's really wonderful because hair loss is a big problem, not just for men, but
Very,
for women.
everyone,
I,
everyone.
it is, it really is. And it's one of the main things. So this is something that's fantastic. And you'll do the same thing for the face also, no? The,
Yes.
be- yeah.
For face, the
And what
PRP which is called as vampire facial.
post vampire facial? Okay. And
Yeah.
what does,
In it, we take the procedure is the same. We take almost 7 to 8 ml of your own blood. And we make it platelet rich plasma in a specific machine at a specific RPM. And again, the face is numbed with the help of a numbing cream, or we call it as Prilox, the numbing cream, so that the sensations are not there and you don't feel any pain while making the treatment. And that vampire facial or the platelet rich plasma is infused with the help of a derma pen, or somewhere if it's required, then it's directly injected. And after that, you get a very good, very nice glow to the skin. The skin goes in a very good texture. It looks hydrated, it's more elastic. It leads to more of collagen remodeling. In short, you can say we look younger with after taking vampire facial. It looks more glowy. It looks more in a very good texture, more elastic, more young we look with the help of vampire facial as well as hydrating treatments of the face.
okay, that's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful
Even
thing
it
that,
takes care of fine lines and wrinkles.
okay.
Those we have like in around the eyes or sometimes around the cheeks. It takes care of that as well.
And I suppose if there is no side effects because it's your own that putting back into your skin.
Yeah.
Uh,
That too very refined form.
oh, that's really wonderful. Really
Even it
wonderful.
helps in the people who work a lot or they have some tedious job, and if they come to us with a saggy neck or wrinkled neck, in that also vampire facial does wonders.
Okay, so it's like the skin also.
Yes, it leads to skin tightening
Mm.
and very good toning of the skin.
And you need to take many treatments, or you just take it.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes 3 to 4 treatments are required. Sometimes 4 to 6. Depending on the quality and texture of the skin. If the
And
skin is very much
yeah,
pigmented, then might be 4 to 6 sessions are required.
put pigmentation also. That's very
Yeah.
interesting.
We do treat pigmentation, like the most common form of pigmentation is melasma, as well as sunburn, sometimes sun tanning. So we do them with the help of peeling sessions, chemical peels, as well as pico laser or Q switch laser, which is the most advanced laser for reducing the pigmentation. What does laser do? It directly acts on the melanocyte, the excess of melanocytes, the
Mm.
pigmented area, the dark brown or black area. It doesn't act on the normal skin. So there are no side effects of the laser. And after damaging those melanocytes, our skin goes more even, more similar tone. It doesn't look patchy like somewhere dark, somewhere light. It reduces the pigmentation to a very good extent.
Oh, that's a good thing. That's really good. So we have the oils that we use for this pigmentation will be lavender, and lavender mixed with a little aloe vera gel, and you can put that onto your skin. We also have some packs, of course, which we could put on top of it once, so that it's a kind of an upkeep because you have done all the work. We are just putting this little thing on the top of it. So that thing. And this PR, and of course, once you've done a facial of this PRP or the vampire facial that you call it, it's quite exciting name that is. So that's another nice thing. So we can give you like the oils that I had told you about, the jasmine and the
Yeah, yeah.
this, that would be really working on
Along
that,
with the treatment.
moisturizing and the others. Also, for this, after this, because it's an aging and collagen is there, we can use the frankincense with a little, with aloe vera, and just to use that as a gel and use that on the skin, because it will help to keep the skin looking good, and it is going to moisturize the skin.
It,
So
it, it keeps maintains the hydration of the skin.
yeah, yeah. So that is something that's really good. And so now let's come to the hair. Now the hair, you do all these treatments. So what the oils that we recommend for hair are lavender. We can use lavender because lavender really helps the hair, moisturizes it, and it helps the scalp also. If you're going through these treatments and like you're doing peeling, you're doing this PRP, lavender is very, very soothing. So you can use lavender mixed with a little oil, or you can use lavender with just water and just rinse it. That is definitely going to help with these treatments. Lavender and also patchouli. Patchouli for fungal. That is definite. That's really good for that fungal and thing. So
It
that's,
also combats fungal infection, the
yeah,
dandruff.
it'll help the fungal and the thing. And of course, for this, for the little marks that you get and you take out with your laser, that we can use lavender as another oil which can really work for that. But work not where you use it, and then after that they can just use this to keep it like that. And of course, sunscreen, they can mix it in their sunscreen and use it, which would be really good.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's great. We can use after that the sunscreen we can use, and that's
Yeah.
great. Implication of oil in treating dandruff and the dryness is very good. It's very good.
It helps a great deal because all these treatments, they're fantastic. They work wonderful. The only thing is the dryness that is there, which is increased, and that is something we'll have. Even the body. The body is mostly, that is what we'll have to do for that treatment. And what are there any other treatments? You're doing so many wonderful treatments. These things work on hand.
Pardon, pardon. Yeah. So we for hands we are also doing for hands many rejuvenation treatments are there, like Dermapen rejuvenation treatments. It hydrates the hands, makes the hands look less wrinkly, more elastic, more supple, more soft. For that also, even for the wrinkled feet, we do these treatments along with some lasers. And if the hands and feet are very wrinkly and very thin, then sometimes we need to go for hand fillers and the feet fillers. It gives you good hydration, good elasticity. It makes the hand look quite younger, almost 10 to 15 years younger than the actual age. So,
Uh,
would you recommend something for hands and feet?
Hands and feet, of course. What we really recommend is in the hand cream or in the thing that we are using, or the oil. You can mix it with a little oil, with almond oil, and use the oil. The things that we recommend for that, of course, again is frankincense, patchouli, and we also recommend jasmine and neroli. They are very good because they are hydrating oils. Jasmine and neroli. So we recommend that to use. So after these treatments, I'm sure I had no idea that you have treatments for hands. I was just guessing and asking you. I'm so
Great.
glad
That's
that
great. You
a
guessed.
lot of people, they do need hand. We do manicures, we do all that
Right, right. Very
hand
soothing,
massage,
very
but
soothing, very pampering. Yeah.
sometime we do need to come for all these sort of things for hands and for feet.
So glad to see. Hey, can you suggest anything for like treatment for the scars? Because we are for scars we are doing like chickenpox scars for after age traumatic scars for any trauma scars for any burn scars as we are doing fractional laser, fractional CO2 laser for those scars. So after
Now,
that, the skin goes a bit inflamed, a bit red. Those scars are getting better very nicely. They're getting better day by day. But do you recommend some oils for that post laser for the scars as we treat scars as well as tattoo?
for for scars, there's nothing like lavender. Lavender, you can use lavender, and these are the two oils that you can use straight on a thing. but I suggest mix it a little bit because after you've had a laser treatment, the skin is a little sensitive. Mix it with a little oil, mix it with a little gel, and use
Really?
lavender on on that area. That really works very. Lavender works, and patchouli is for the chickenpox
Oh
mark.
wow! It works on that.
Excellent, excellent. You'll see a fantastic this result with that. We use it without laser and other things, but with laser and with this, it'll really work very well.
Very
It works.
nice.
Yeah.
Even we are more into this skin whitening treatments nowadays. People inquire a lot about skin whitening treatments. So for
Yeah.
this, we have IV glutathione therapies, Q-switch, pico laser, light skin or body lightening therapies, some body polishing therapies. So would you like to recommend something for skin whitening?
For skin whitening, for whitening, we have you'd be surprised. Lavender whitens. That's why another thing because it protects the skin against any of these things. So
The tone of the skin. Okay.
yeah, one of the oils that I really would like to recommend to you very highly is lavender. The other oils, not a winter green, of course, but winter green is used against the sun. You can use winter green. That is great also because that also helps to keep away any of these, this whitening kind of thing. But lavender is what is easily available, and this is yeah.
Here in our clinic, the very common treatment we are doing is laser hair reduction because nowadays everyone has unwanted hair, and we treat those unwanted hair with the help of laser, permanent removal of unwanted hair with laser hair reduction, diode laser. So, would you recommend anything to use along with, because after laser, skin goes a bit inflamed or red, you can say, for 1 to 2 days. It loses a bit of moisture from the skin. So, would you like to recommend any oil that whenever someone is going for laser hair reduction therapy in a clinic, they can go home and something they can use to soothe their skin? Though we give a good moisturizer for soothing their skin, but if some aromatherapy or some essential oil, it can aid in that, so it will be helpful for a
Yeah.
patient.
We do have, like, we do have a moisturizing cream and for thing. We have a thing called a seaweed pack. It's
Yeah,
a
I heard about it. Seaweed pack. Yeah, yeah.
slowly, it's lavender, which is very, very soothing. So this is something we use on a lot of burns or anything that there is. We do if there's burns, if there's any kind of rash, if there's redness, if sensitive skin, we put that on the skin and that really works. So it is a beautiful on the skin. So for any kind of laser stuff you work with the laser, hair reduction, and then after that do this. It's going to be soothing. It's very moisturizing and soothing. This is something I highly
That's
recommend.
nice. Very
Every
new. Yeah, that's nice.
it's
Nice.
highly recommended. Hmm.
So we will start thinking on that part as well now.
It,
And for as we are doing for treatments for stretch marks like derma roller, some of the subcision sessions, some of the PRP sessions along with derma roller, and some scar laser like stretch marks, CO2 fraction we are doing for that. So post that also, can we recommend some oil? Can we recommend some soothing therapies for this? Because
now,
after laser, skin goes a bit sensitive.
now for that we'll recommend a wheat germ oil. Definitely, a wheat germ oil is something that I'll highly recommend. Take a wheat germ oil and you can take almond, but mix wheat germ, equal quantity. Because that is going to help. And with this wheat germ oil, what you're going to use geranium. Geranium is to help circulation and it helps also the this that's going on. Geranium and these, you just mix that and that's going to help a great deal for the marks. Once you've done your therapy and then you're going to use it for soothing and to help to upkeep it, you just use this oil. It works. Wheat germ with equal quantity of germ and lavender, not lavender and almond. Plus, you can use the geranium essential. It helps very, very well. Mm.
Very nice. This is something new, very new for us, and it looks very inspiring.
Yes, it
Uh,
works.
for under eye wrinkles, dark circles, as we are doing fillers and the peeling sessions, it's giving wonderful results. But do you recommend some oils for that as well?
For under eye, I highly recommend for under eye, I recommend cedarwood oil. Cedarwood, that is really very good oil. But and cedarwood mixed with a cube, you can use a natural thing of cedarwood and cucumber. So you take what we do is take the cucumber, put the cedarwood on that, and then put that onto your eye, iced cold cucumber. That is very relaxing and soothing for them. Yeah, that helps a lot. Cedarwood with cucumber. Just slice it, put the cedarwood on that, and just put it on the eye. It reduces all the puffiness. It'll help, it'll enhance the work that you're doing.
That's great. That's great. It reduces the tired look of the
Yeah,
under eye dark
it's
area.
the tired look that's there.
It gives you a very fresh look, very energetic look.
It'll help. A great deal. It'll help. Yeah.
Anything you would like to ask about our treatments? Anything you would like to
Yeah.
share? Anything?
This is what I was finding about the PRP and this and your lasers. That this is very good. This is really wonderful. And but now another thing I want to ask about the laser for the face, the hair removal. Now, do they have to come back many times, or does it go away completely? This laser.
See, if the laser used is a good US FDA approved laser, then
Mm.
definitely the whatever hair we are reducing it goes permanent. They are permanent reduction of hair, but the laser should be of very good quality and US FDA approved. If someone is going to a very good clinic, then definitely the hair will go. But it takes around 4 to 6 sessions to reduce to almost 90% of whatever they had when they started the session.
Four
So
to
yeah, 4 to 6 sessions for permanent reduction.
Mhm.
After that, it usually doesn't come back if someone is not suffering from very severe hormonal problems like PCOD, any other hormonal disturbances.
Yeah.
Then it's permanent. Yes, it's permanent.
Then it'll come. Then it'll come back. The
If,
PCOD.
if PCOD and all, then it can come. There are less chances, but even if they are coming back, if even if they are regrowing, then they won't be that thick. It like they used to when they started the session. It's always thinner than whatever it was previously. So
Okay.
this helps in reducing the darkening and the thickening of the hair as well.
That's a good thing. And the other thing I wanted to ask is about the scar treatment for that you give for acne scars and when they're very this thing. So is it they have to come for many treatments, or is it just one or two treatments?
For scars are actually a depression in the skin. The,
Hmm.
if we go into the skin and see the scar, it's just the fibrous tissue and tangled, and it's stretching, it's pulling the skin beneath. So the skin goes below to the level, below to the surface level on that particular area. So our ultimate aim is to break those adhesions beneath the skin, and for that we do almost fractional laser as well as derma roller and sometimes subcision therapies for that. So yeah, definitely they have to come almost 6 to 8 times. Sometimes if the scars are very deep, because acne scars are usually like people whenever they are sitting, if they have a lot of acne, they are anxious, then out of anxiety they start picking the acne, and they don't know that it will be ending up into a bit of scarred skin. Sometimes deep chickenpox scars, they are also taken care of with the help of lasers. But yeah, it takes multiple sessions to show very good improvement in the scars.
Oh, that's good. And the other I was thinking about keloid. Do you all do keloid treatments also?
Yeah, we do keloid treatment. Keloid is just a sort of hypertrophic scar. It is overgrowth of the tissue, and it some people have tendency of keloid. So wherever there is a trauma, whenever there is a burn, or they'll develop a keloid. Even after the surgical closure or at the surgical site, you must have seen people developing with many keloids. So for that, we give injections to reduce the thickness of the keloid. Along with that, we do lasers to reduce the keloid.
Okay.
A very good treatment, keloid responses. Very nicely do.
to that. And the oil that you can recommend, I recommend for that is lavender.
For
Lavender,
keloids.
wonderful oil for keloids. It really helps. And of course, if you're doing a treatment with that, with your this thing, it's fantastic. That's the you can use that
That's
afterwards.
right. Okay.
That's so
Once
that
daily it has to be used.
yeah, yeah, once daily. They have to use it once daily, the keloid thing, because that helps the keloid. And that's wonderful. That's really, it was really wonderful, learning all these things and talking.
For us as well. Yeah, yeah.
It was wonderful, really.
Would you like to recommend something for vitiligo? Like we do for vitiligo, we do like white spots. You must have seen leukoderma white spots. So we
Yeah.
do many treatments for that. We have eczema laser, melanocyte transplant. We are treating vitiligo from top to the bottom. So if you can recommend something for that as well.
Uh, White spots, I highly
White.
recommend it, is this oil called bergamot. So you put that onto the white spot, and now what we of course at the time when I was using that, there was no laser, so there was nothing, and
Uh,
I don't use any lasers and other things. It's very natural. So we used to tell them to put that on the white spot and go in the sun. Okay, put this bergamot straight, put it onto whichever spot they have, and go in the sun, and then sit in the sun for about 15 minutes, and then come back and then wash it. And that helps. So even now, the bergamot, you can try the bergamot out on the spot, and then you can do your treatment or whatever it is. It works. This bergamot helps the darkening of it. With this with the laser or whatever you're doing. And after that, of course, we would not give them any bergamot to use. We can give them a oil that is going to soothe, like tea tree or lavender, just to soothe the thing. But bergamot, the white spots, vitiligo.
it's true because this is a very natural thing, and
Uh,
from this because we are also having tablets which has methoxysorolin, and this is derived from the same oil you're saying bergamot.
yeah,
So
bergamot.
it has, and we also prescribe the same thing, and we ask people after taking those tablets, after 2 hours of taking the tablets, expose the area to the sun for 5 to 10 or 15 minutes. So it's the treatment is almost the same, I believe.
Okay, so this is you're using it in tablet form. We are
Yeah.
using take the oil and we put it straight. And also then I tell the clients, this bergamot is one oil that is used quite a lot in perfumes and everywhere because it gives that body to the,
Fragrance.
and people used to take this perfume and put it like this and put, so they'll go in the sun and then they'll get all these black patches. So this, if you put this oil and go in the sun, because it's got the terpenes, they're not removed if you're
Yeah.
using, and so you go in the sun, what's going to happen? It's going to become darker. So we've told them not to use, and we don't use bergamot as such, except for a treatment when we are doing that. Yeah. And I think now also all the cosmetic company, the perfume fragrance companies, they're deterping this.
Using it. Yeah. Yeah. It was a great enlightening session with you. It was a
It's
very nice
wonderful, really.
enlightening talk. So we gained a lot of new things from you.
Yeah, and I also learned so many new things for you because all these things are really a little bit, everybody want to come for treatments. They want to look younger. But all these machines and all those things, really get a little nervous. But like you've been in life,
Right.
I think it's really wonderful. And it was a wonderful talk. Thank you so much. And that's really
Thanks, Dr. Blossom, for being here. Thank you.
fun. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye.